She slammed the car door shut and smirked. "Let's see how long you last now." Inside, my 6-year-old daughter was crying, tiny fists banging on the window as the midday sun turned the car into an oven. I rushed forward, yanking on the handle, but it was locked from the outside. My blood boiled. This wasn't some random stranger. This was Karen, the self-appointed queen of our HOA, the same woman who last week taped a fake eviction notice on my door just because I parked my truck too close to the curb. I shouted, "Open it! She's a child!" Karen folded her arms, sunglasses glinting, and hissed, "If you can't follow HOA rules, maybe you don't deserve to raise her." My stomach twisted. Who says that? My little girl's face was red now, her voice hoarse from screaming. I felt the urge to smash the glass, but that's when I heard another voice behind me. A woman with a clipboard, walking up the sidewalk, froze at the sight. She pulled out a badge from her purse and said calmly, "I work for Child Protective Services. What exactly are you doing?" Karen's smirk faltered for the first time, but she quickly snapped back. "I'm protecting this community. He's unfit, he leaves his truck like trash, and his kid—" "Stop!" The CPS worker's tone cut sharp as a knife. She already had her phone dialing 911. My daughter was sobbing now, pressing her hand against the fogging glass. My fists clenched, my mind racing. Then Karen lunged toward me, pointing her finger like I was a criminal. "She's in danger because of him! Arrest him!" she screamed into the phone she pretended to dial, acting like she was talking to the police. My heart stopped for a beat because I knew something Karen didn't. "I am not the one who'll be arrested today," I muttered under my breath. The CPS worker's voice cut through the chaos. "Step back from the vehicle, now." She held her badge high, her other hand still on the phone. Karen laughed, a high-pitched mocking sound that made the neighbors peek through their blinds. "Badge or no badge, this is my neighborhood. I make the rules here," she barked, shoving past me and blocking the driver's side door. My daughter's cries grew weaker, her little palms sliding down the window as the heat swallowed her. My chest tightened. I had seconds, not minutes. I moved toward the back door, ready to break it open, but the CPS worker suddenly stopped me. She whispered, just loud enough for me to hear, "Don't let her show her true colors. The cops are already on the way." Karen noticed the exchange and smirked again, like she had just won a game. She tapped the roof of my car and shouted loud enough for everyone outside to hear, "This man is a danger to his own child. He's violent, unstable, and I'm calling for an emergency removal order." And that's when the twist hit, because my phone buzzed in my pocket. A message flashed across the screen from a number most people never see. "Sheriff Dispatch, unit en route, ETA 3 minutes. Karen thought she was summoning fake power. She had no idea the real law was already in my corner. I stepped closer, lowering my voice so only she could hear. "You just locked a federal officer's child in that car." Her jaw dropped, but before she could spit another lie, red and blue lights flashed at the end of the street. The squad car screeched to a stop, lights bouncing off every house on the block. 2 deputies stepped out fast, hands on their belts, scanning the scene. My little girl's faint cries cut through the heavy silence. The CPS worker pointed straight at Karen. "That woman locked a child in the car. She refused to open it." Karen's voice cracked as she tried to spin her story. No, you don't understand. He's the problem, not me. I was protecting the neighborhood. He's dangerous. Open the car. Now," one deputy ordered. Karen froze, her manicured hand hovering over her purse. I don't have the keys," she stammered. That was the last straw. I shoved past her and pulled my spare key from my pocket, the one she didn't know I had. The door popped open, and I scooped my daughter into my arms. Her tiny arms clung to my neck, her face hot and tear-stained. Relief surged through me, but anger burned hotter.
The deputy turned back to Karen. "So you locked a child inside a car you didn't even have keys for? That's a felony." Karen's mask slipped. She suddenly dropped her act and shouted, "You can't touch me! I'm HOA! I own this street!" The whole crowd gasped. Some neighbors had stepped outside now, phones recording. The CPS worker whispered to the deputy, "She impersonated authority, endangered a child, and lied about custody." Karen tried to grab the deputy's arm like she was giving orders. He twisted her wrist away and pulled out the cuffs. "You're under arrest for child endangerment and impersonating an officer." Her scream echoed down the block. "You'll all regret this! I run this place!" But the click of the handcuffs silenced everything.
Neighbors poured onto their porches, some whispering, some openly recording as Karen thrashed in the deputy's grip. "You idiots!" she screeched. "You don't know who I am! I have connections! I can get your badges taken tomorrow!" The deputies didn't flinch. One of them tightened the cuffs, while the other spoke calmly into his radio. The CPS worker walked closer, her eyes sharp. "You've made enough threats, ma'am. Everything you say is being recorded." That's when Karen spotted my daughter in my arms. She lunged forward, nearly dragging both deputies with her, and screamed, "That child doesn't belong to him! He stole her! She's mine!" The crowd gasped. My little girl buried her face in my neck, trembling. My gut twisted, not just at her words, but at how easily she was willing to cross every line to destroy me. But instead of arguing back, I reached slowly into my pocket and pulled out a worn leather wallet. I opened it just enough for the deputies and the cameras pointed at me to see the badge inside. The block fell dead silent. Karen's eyes widened. No, that's fake. He's lying. He can't be." The deputy closest to me straightened. "Sir, are you confirming?" I gave a single nod. "Yes. And every second of this has been recorded on my vehicle's dash cam." Phones tilted toward my truck. The blinking red light on the dash was undeniable. The CPS worker exhaled sharply, almost like she'd known all along. The deputies exchanged a look, then one leaned toward Karen and said, "You just tried to frame the wrong man." Karen's face drained of color. Karen's knees nearly buckled as the deputies held her steady, but her mouth still wouldn't stop. "This is a setup! He planted that badge. He probably forged it. I'll sue all of you!" The crowd wasn't buying it anymore. Neighbors who once stayed quiet now shouted back. "We saw what you did, Karen!" one man yelled from his lawn. Another woman recorded close up, saying loud enough for her phone, "She locked a kid in a car and called it protection." Karen whipped her head around, wild-eyed. "Delete that! You can't film me! This is private property!" The CPS worker stepped forward, voice calm but cutting. "No, ma'am, this is a public safety incident. Every recording here is evidence against you." The deputy holding her radio dispatch again. "Be advised, we're adding charges for resisting and making false reports." That's when my phone buzzed in my pocket. I glanced down, another encrypted message. "Internal Affairs Agent en route. ETA 5 minutes." I tightened my grip around my daughter, feeling her steady breath against my chest. Karen saw my expression change and snarled. "What? Who else are you calling in? The president?" I met her glare and said evenly, "You really don't know who you just tried to ruin." A ripple of murmur spread through the neighbors. Some leaned closer, their curiosity now hooked deeper than ever. Karen started to shake her head, muttering, "No, no, no," as the deputies guided her toward the squad car. But before they could get her inside, another black SUV with government plates turned onto the street. Karen's eyes widened in horror. "Oh God, who are you really?"